Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Every Degree Matters. I'm your host Saffran. Guys, I hope you guys saw the video of Nick Shirley. It's been crazy. So far since 2018 in Minnesota social program, government has allocated $18 billion, and out of that they expected $9.9 billion could be stolen for or fraud allegation in all the social program. We're going to talk about that. We also have President of Ukraine visited President Trump in Mar-a-Lago on Sunday. We also had the Israeli Prime Minister visiting for the fifth time to President Trump's house in Mar-a-Lago. We're going to talk what's that, how also a lot of developments are coming up in Iran. There could be a possible civil war or like a regime change in Iran because a lot of people are angry about the economic crisis that they're going through right now. And also they had the Iranian currency got more weaker, and we have seen a lot of protest in the streets of Tehran after 3 years since a very long time. We also saw a lot of protest happening around in Minnesota. Not protest like people trying to go and say make it justification. So we're going to talk about that.
And you wanna write it down? Would it kill you just to listen? And you wanna sell it out with the words out of your position. Hold on. And you wanna see the break of dawn. Brush your hair back from your face. You won't see me when
Thanks for joining Every Degree Matters. I'm your host Saffran. Let's get to the topics that we spoke about. The big topic, guys. This is so sad. Investigative journalist Nick Shirley has to go and point out a lot of abuse and fraud that has been happening in the daycare center and childcare in Minnesota. That's the state in America where the famous governor Tim Walz is the governor of that state, and thank God he didn't become the president. Just imagine if he would have become the vice president, because he was the vice president candidate with Kamala Harris last year, who was running under the Democratic Party. So now we have a lot of the big video that exploded. More than 130 million people have watched it on X, and thanks to Elon to putting that on, letting it be on X, and every single day. It's just amazing how we have a platform such as X where you can express your opinion and everything and not be deplatformed or debunked or taken out of the platform. So let's get into details of what happened. So late in December, Nick went with a crew, another guy called David. So David was the main guy who were doing this research and doing the investigation journalism, finding out where were this all money going, how is the daycare happening, or like is it just registered daycare, or they're just fake registered, but they're having just getting the money from the government, because government has a program for childcare. So government's Minnesota received $185 million for this year on a federal child care assistance. So those funds are now being that's the fund. Out of that, Nick went and found out $110 million of that was just sent to places where they didn't have children, or the daycare center just existed in name, and some places they couldn't even spell the word learning. It went and said learning. It's just so stupid and sad to see how our tax money is going and being spent, especially at the time of where people really need, don't receive it, do not have the access to those money. So shortly after the video was spread all across, Deputy Secretary Deputy Secretary of HSS Jim O'Neill announced that on December 3rd that the federal child care payments to Minnesota will be frozen. Thank you for freezing it, but don't freeze it for too long, because there might actually be a good daycare centers that are running that might need the money. So I hope the DOJ, the Department of Justice, gets to the root cause and finds these people, because this has been already happening since 2000, since Biden's administration. They have indicted, I think, 52 people got prosecuted, and a lot of money has been found, and this also means it's an ongoing investigation. But this video of Nick blew up everything, because I don't think the the DOJ is doing enough. If they would have done enough since in Biden's time, rather than going during you all know the infamous, the trial that went after President Trump. They wasted all the crap on that, rather than they could have gone on real fraud. $9 billion, 9.8, I think they have come to a conclusion, could be stolen since fraud, send away money since 2018. Imagine if the DOJ could have acted on this way more earlier than now. We could have saved a lot of your tax money and my tax money that we pay to go to a greater cause, not to go and have this massive fraud situation where we have ended up in. And kudos to Nick for going out and telling people. And some places we saw, even they couldn't even they had registered 20 daycare, but there's nothing. It's just same address, 20 daycare childcare centers, and one of them, apparently the phone number goes to, let's guess whose office? Governor Tim Walz's office. This is so bad. Like, this is just next level of fraud. I don't know how much of that was governor involved in it. Hopefully the DOJ gets to the bottom of it, and so that our tax money doesn't go wasted. I understand people do need support. This is America. We should be helping people. But at the same time, if you take advantage of all these systems that you have, don't you think these good things that we have could also come to an end? That's what I don't like, especially as an immigrant, and a lot of immigrants, especially this has been impacted by a lot of immigrants, right? Because Somali community was an immigrant community. You have to be grateful that you are here in America. You have to be grateful that you have these systems in place for you to help when you come in the beginning. As many people that come from third world countries, I know they are financially impacted. They have a lot of other causes along with it. Finance, economic crisis is one of them. So when you are here, you have to not misuse the system. Now, just imagine if this goes out, and a lot of people in this country were born and raised in this country, and they are looking at this and thinking like, oh my God, like, why would I want more immigrants if they are coming here or not assimilating, rather than getting involved in this whole fraud and stealing the money? Come to California, you might see more. They are expecting it could be like a $74 billion of fraud. And even the recent Auditor General or someone from in state of California have hinted the Governor Newsom, saying that you might have to start taking actions, because he has found there's something related to that he has found that there could be possible fraud in that part of the process. So I strongly believe that, guys, we need to be grateful as immigrants. That when you come here, a lot of people assimilate, but some people take advantage of this system. Don't take advantage of this system, because then you are trying to stop other people, or people who you're trying to stop this country liking immigrants, or you're trying to stop people and also starting to hate immigrants. Like this country was built by immigrants, right? But again, those immigrants, there are 90% of them are great. The 10% who are the mess up, take the money, steal the money, and all these things they do, they should be found accountable. And we as immigrants should also be saying that, no, we need to stop this, and we are not part of this whole process, and also call them out. Don't protect them. And then Minnesota regulators later also confirmed that many of the centers have active licenses and recent inspection, though had unrelated violations. So some of them did have some violation I saw one learning center had like 20 violation or something, and they didn't still do anything. So Governor Tim Walz argued the freeze is politically motivated. Like, what is he talking about? Like, imagine this guy being the vice president. Thank God President Trump won and we have J.D. Vance as the vice president. Imagine if this clown being the vice president and saying us, oh, it's fine, and talking about some white supremacy bullshit on when they asked about it. I have no idea. So that's it about. And Nick, thank you so much if you're listening to this. It's a great job you did. Hey, protect yourself. People are going to go crazy about you. So protect yourself. But I'm calling out to all the people, that immigrants especially, who are here. Please don't make another immigrant's life harder by doing such things, because then it will also paste a picture as a whole and say that, oh, we don't want immigrants. This country is built by immigrants, and this country will have a lot of immigrants coming in the future. But you have to be able to assimilate. But again, you have to be able to integrate into this system and love this country, love America, love for its core values and traditions we have in this country. That's what makes it all of us being America, because that's the beauty of this is the land of the free. I always say, why did people ask me, what's the two things that you like about America? I say capitalism and land of the free. You can talk whatever you want, freedom of speech. A lot of countries in Europe or the entire world, America is the last standing place for freedom of speech. So let's not tear it down and turn into another Europe or another country. So I think I have spent a lot of more time in that. But once again, I hope we find out, and I'm inviting Nick to come to California, bro. We can find a lot, and I'll be happy to take you around and show a lot of places in California where I've seen a lot of things and you could see it as well, and people need to know. And then today I want to point this out. Today I saw a video, a CNN journalist asking Nick, oh, so how do you know if this is right? And Nick said, like, hey, look, I have evidence. He's showing all the papers to them. And I'm thinking to myself and asking, like, what if Nick asked the same question? What if we ask the same question back to all this legacy media like CNN, saying that, oh, so when they report something, should we all ask them, where did you find the resources? Where did you find the source are you sure about this? Maybe we should start doing that. It was so injustice about that journalist asking him about it, rather than thinking to herself, oh, hold on a second, does CNN produce all the source when they claim things, or when they blatantly scold Trump for stupid things? But it's not what they should be treating President Trump in that way. So anyways, as always, President Trump calls it, and I love that word. He says fake media. It's always fake. Legacy media is fake. I think Twitter is the media, X is the media, and we are here, guys. Come to X, use X, and report on X. It's a free platform where you and I can share the same things that we wanted to share and not be censored or not taken down. We have community notes for that to correct if it is wrong, but not get deleted or abandoned or banned from these platforms. So with that, let's move to the next topic, which I wanted to talk. This is a crucial topic, guys, if you haven't heard about it. So President Trump had a visit of Zelensky. That's one thing. So President Trump hinted that they could be more closer to getting a peace deal done with Ukraine. I mean, the 20 points still stands. They're doing some corrections. I think it's more on security guarantees, how they're going to work out. I think on the press conference that they had, they were saying that they are in the 10%. 90% of things are more or less agreed. Just 10% they are waiting to see. So the team, Secretary Rubio, Steve Woodcock, and Jared Kushner from our side, and then from Zelensky's side. His generals are also here negotiating, and then hopefully Russia comes to an agreement. I hope we can put this war to an end, saying that if we go back again, Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu comes to America for the 5th time. I have no reason why is he here. So he says that, and Iran, they did that. They claim they have finally said we are on with war with the West, and they wanted to. I don't know how they're going to. I don't know how this is going to end. But the things that I'm seeing in Iran right now, with the economy collapsing, the cost of living is going up, the prices are going up, people are getting on the street. I'm afraid, which I don't want to happen, but I'm afraid that we might enter into this is what I posted on X, saying that US invasion of Iran is not far behind, because of what I'm seeing right now with the analysis right now of what's happening. And I hope the change of power in Iran comes within Iran, rather than us going and having to do all this. What we did in Iraq and Afghanistan, it was all bullshit crap which we shouldn't have done. And I feel like this is where President Trump will hold the line and say let's let them do it. So I hope President Trump does take a smart decision. I know he will. I hope people around him let him take great decisions for the country and the world. We also saw, I don't agree with this. President Trump changed his name, the name of the Kennedy Center, and put Donald Trump in the front. I don't know. I mean, I love President Kennedy. He was one of the greatest presidents in America in the history, but now it has sparked controversial in the conservative movement, because a lot of people are canceling their performance that's happening in the center. There are also legal challenges because they can't change the name without the Congress approval, because it's a federal building that Congress sends money. So the name still on papers will still be, I think, John F. Kennedy Center. Kennedy Center. I don't think, on the building he has changed it, but he has to go through a lot of plans. The center also plans to sue Chuck Red for $1 million after cancel. So one of the performance was Chuck Red. Yeah, the center is trying to sue him for $1 million because he canceled it due to a political objection. But you shouldn't be doing that if you're a artist. You got to perform to the people. So let's see where this is going. I'm not a fan of it. I don't think this should have happened, because President Kennedy was one of the good presidents that we had in the recent history. After Reagan, I would say, before Reagan. So, and also another thing, talking about audit, guess what happened? Pentagon fails to its 8th audit. What happened? This is the 8th year that the U.S. Department of Defense or Department of War failed its financial auditing, highlighting an ongoing problem with transparency and accounting. The Defense Department aims to achieve a clean audit by 2028. Well, I don't know if that's going to happen, but they should be audited because they are one of the largest budget departments in this country. They spend $1 trillion a year for defense, and I think we should. This is America. We need to make ourselves stronger, but I also think we need to audit them because there are a lot of problems. If we don't audit, look at what has happened in Minnesota. Imagine it's $8 billion. I think they're closer to $9 billion of budget, and if they are $8 to $9 billion of budget they have, means they need. I'm not saying it could be 100% right, and I'm not saying it could be 100% wrong. There could be some flaws which we need to find out and make sure that our money, taxpayers' money, don't go and get wasted in spending. So that's one thing to guys to remember. So we also have President Trump, a court sided with President Trump, saying that the ICE can have access to Medicare and Medicaid details if they wanted to go catch someone or if they wanted to see if they're abusing the money. So they wanted to see like what happened in medical system or something. Now the court said that ICE can immigration and custom enforcement can go and get the details from Medicare and Medicaid if people who are supposed to not be getting it are getting it. And then California said we are not going to give away the details because of privacy. So I don't know what's going to happen with that. We also have, this is exciting, guys. For the first time in 50 years, we are going back to the moon. Let me repeat this. We are going back to the moon. United States will go with 4 astronauts to Europe to moon early next year. NASA has said they are launching their final. They already did their final rehearsal. Early next year, we will be as we mark. Sorry, guys. As we mark 250 years, and we will be going to moon, because as you remember, when we first went, it was our 200th anniversary, and now it will be our 250 years of anniversary, and then we're going to send 5 people to the lunar surface, and then it'll be a 10-day trip that they're going. NASA is going to be the one which is going to be administering it, and I think the name of the mission is Artemis 2 mission. It's going to be great, and they're also going to be using this the spacecraft that will be used to launch will be the Space Launch System and rocket and Orion capsule testing life support and deep space system. The launch is planned to happen in 5th of February. Mark your calendars. This mission prepares NASA to future lunar landing and long-term presence on and around moon. So that will be the first time 4 scientists, 4 astronauts from America will be setting their land step. It's going to be amazing, guys, because we're going to see a lot of great pictures, because higher resolution cameras, we're going to have, people going to take selfies. Like, it's going to be really amazing to look, because we're going to have it all. They're going to go with all this technology and all these equipments that they advanced in the last 50 years. So imagine that how it would be this whole amazing trip, right? The mission, and I'm so happy about it. It's 250 years next year for United States, and the people that are going is Reed Wiseman, Victor Globe, Christina Koch, and Jeremy Hansen. So there's 4 people who will be landing in moon. Hopefully, knock on the wood, they make the trip and come back safely. That's the most important thing we all have to understand. So kudos to NASA, kudos to the team and astronauts who are working on it, and we hope we can get some clear clarity and confirm finally we landed on moon. I always have questions on the first one, so I don't know. Elon always says they went to the moon, so I believe him, but still I'm not sure about it. So that's one thing, guys. We also the other thing that we want, I did touch upon the tension in Iran, what is going to happen. And I hope a lot of things are also, come to a conclusion and not go into crazy war stuff. We also have, on the other news, we also have the legendary French actress Brigitte Bardot dies at the age of 91. And she was an iconic French actress. She was very famous in the 20th century. She was a recognizable woman. She was the animal rights activist. She died at the age of 91 in Paris, France. And she rose to fame with films like Anne God Created Woman, and became an international cultural symbol. After retiring in the 70s, she devoted her life for welfare, and she also started the Bridge Bardot Foundation for animal care. Her funeral is going to take place on the 7th, and St. Troops Cathedral, I believe, and tributes are pouring around from politicians and artists because she was, I believe she's read about her that she's a legendary actress. So with that, guys, I want to take some time to talk about this year. So you all have know today will be our last show, 2025, 31st of December. We come to an end. I want to say thank you for everyone who supported me, who joined me, and I hope you guys watch this video. And I wanted you guys to say, for you all, think about it. What you guys wanted to do, write about this year, what you guys did, what you guys wanted to do. Set your own goals, and go back and revisit what goals you made. You wanted to do, what goals you wrote it down this year to do, and what you couldn't do, and then also write the next set of goals, and hope you guys can achieve it. I wish you all, next year is going to be the year of horse. That means the Chinese zodiac. It's going to be a great year. I wish you all a happy new year, and I hope wherever you are, guys, you're from Fiji to France to South America to wherever you are, I hope you guys have a great and wonderful new year. Don't forget that life is too short. Think about it. Enjoy every moment. 2026 could be a great year. 2026 will be a year, especially to Americans here. It will be a year, 250 years of celebration. This is 250 years of independence, 250 years of democracy. Amazing. Look, those words are just, when I hear it, I get so chills for me, that how much I love this country, how much it's grateful that has done a lot of things it has done to this whole world, to its people. So 250 years next year we begin, and I hope you guys have your own goals set, your own lifestyle stretch. If you want to lose weight, if you want to gain weight, if you want to enjoy life, set all these goals. Just trust the process. Don't rush it. Everything happens for a reason, and everything takes time, and you need to have patience. So with that, guys, this is your host Saffran Minhar signing off from 2025. I'm looking forward to talking to you from 2026, and I hope you all have a great and wonderful new year tonight, and I hope you all have a great 1st of January in 2026. Thank you.